Hi, this is Yura Saner. I am the student of the International Business Management. Today I am explaining about the course module of 7045 SSL, the subject of the business analyticals and intelligence. When I coming to the next slide, I just table of the content. I just dropped here of introduction, background about the key concepts, visual dashboards, descriptive analyticals, predictive analyticals, and conclusion, and finally the references. When I coming to the for next slide, I just here dropped an introduction. There is an have big change in how the business works in the UK because of the widespread adoption of business analyticals or intelligences. It helps of the UK FedEx companies make better decisions, gain a competitive edges, and drive innovation by integrating advanced data process technologies. This shows how important the data-driven strategies are becoming in today's business world. Here, this is a small example for the business analyticals of to compare the liquid ratio of graph. When I come to the next slide, the background. A significant shift to the UK retail business, FedEx companies has been brought about the combining of the analyticals for commerce intelligence. This helps stores understand their customers better, run their supply lines more efficiently, give customer as more personalization shopping experience. More and more stories and transaction can be done by the online, which makes the double. Thank you for the business articles. Business can use the data to make better choices. Here, this is the summer output for the multiple RR square adjustment for the observations revisions. When I coming to the next slide about the key concepts of the business analyticals and its role on decisions making. Uh, it helps the UK improving their planning for strategies and resource optimized by the transforming of data into insight that can be acted as upon utilization of data, doing statistical researchers and developing predictive models and the three main components of the FedEx company's business analyticals. This shows the more educated decision making. The top reasons behind growing importance of the business analytical is the digital age. Analyzing the history data of the current trend in what descriptive analyticals does predictive on the other hand make it is impossible for the forecast and suggestion course for the action. When I coming to the next slide, I just have here a visual dashboard of the whole industries. The business analyticals and research in the business analyticals. I just dropped in a like pie chart for main points. The tools for the visualization data in the real time. Let store keeps an eye inventory amount, sales trends, and customer performance. This makes inventory management easier. The business analytical professional in the UK use the visible screen to show large amount of the data, which helps to the making of decisions and evaluate performance. It is the possible for the DSV companies like making timely changes to their goods and advertising the techniques thanks to the dynamic charts and graphs that help track market demand and study customer behavior and spot of the new trends. When I coming to the next slide, I just here descriptive analyticals. An example for the use that makes sense in the UK homes company for business intelligence and how analytical would be the looking at how the people behave in stores. In case of the demographic information about the customer, how they often buy something, an average value of the transactions, and their age could be chosen as a factor for the descriptive analytical. Here I just dropped for an sample graph for 2012 to 2021. They will include everything turnover and market. What is the current market, net current assistance, liability, and profit or loss, liquid ratio. And when I come to the for next slide, the output for the descriptive analyticals, it can show the current liability, profit or loss, net current assistance, and this is the summary output for the uh, statistics of the multiple RR square. When I coming to the next slide, predictive analyticals. Using the programs like an SPSS, which is I would conduct regression and correlation analyzations to show how these factors affect each other. By understanding the retail sector works in the UK DSP companies, takes it to at key indicators like any sales numbers, marketing costs, the types of the people who buying things. Knowing the difference between the independent and dependent factory, this is very important. Like marketing calls and the types of the customers are example for the independent variable that affect the sales numbers. For example, like in a sample example of company 2, this will can show the from the year of 2012 to 2021 what is the turnover and what is the profit or loss, liquid ratio, net current assets and current liability. When I coming to the next slide, the output for the predictive analyticals, here we can easily analyze the turnover and the ratio of profit or loss, current assistance, this and everything. When I coming to the next slide, predictive analyticals, this is the output of uh, multiple RR squares. By using the historical data and knowing variable recursions, analyzations would make it easier to build predictive models that can help predict future sales volume. Could see how the independent factors of the sales volume that would be able to predict future trends. The DSV company's analyzation insights like these would help of retail makes smart choice and about the how to use the resource, create a new product and improve their marketing strategies. This would make them more competitive in the UK retail market. DSV companies which is always changing. And the DSV company analyzations insights like these would be a sales volume for the future trends. When I coming to the for next slide, sorry, literature review. Uh, there is a lot of the literature in this area that looks as an usage of methods, business analyticals in many different ways, especially when looking at the how the business FedEx companies changes in the UK. Work stress how the importance of business analyticals for improving the working efficiency, helping within a strategy decisions, giving companies competitive edges in the many different ways of the interaction. This is the further sample for that one 2012 to 2021. It will change by the continuous year to year. Here, the I can we can easily notice that one and turnover, profit or loss by selecting of the colors. When I coming to the next slide, I just selected of the DHL Supply Chain Limited. Mm, because of this one, we can know what is the DHL will make. And this is for analyzation of the 2012 to 2021. We can easily see here of the turnover, liquidity ratio, current assistance, and profit or loss, current liability. So this one, this is the output for the DHL Supply Chain Limited from the year of the 2012 to 2021. And when I coming to the for next slide, Electric IT Logistic European Limited. This is the comparison of the total European countries, what is the turnover, liquid ratio, current liability, profit or loss, and this is the output for the we can easily mention there. And when I coming to the for next slide, Yodel Delivery Network Limited. This this is for multiple R square adjustment for the observation and regression is will happens here. And this is the difference happening the year to year. We can easily see observed by the color of blue this one as a turnover and orange for the current ratio, and this is the symmetric line for an liquidity ratio. So when I coming to the next slide, UPS company, the analyzation, I mean the tally with this one UPS companies. So we can easily mention the of current ratio and liquid ratio and what is the turnover happens there. So we can easily then see the what's the profit or loss, what is happening on the present trend. So this one. When I coming to the next slide, conclusion. The regression of the colorization studies have and shows the marketing cost, customer demographics, economics, all the data, big data, and fully understanding these work together the strategy solutions. The working of the UK marketplace have been revealed that the depth of the statistical analyzations which have shown important connections between important factors. And this is the little bit of the top universities which I refer for the courses of the business articles and business intelligences. And when I come into the next slide, reference. I just dropped here a link and author name, the books which years established. I just refer from these books, total these informations, everything. And the final slide will be a Thank you.